Hi guys, today I want to go and ask you to do something that we haven't done as a society for about 30 years. We've actually made fun of it and shunned it. And that is to name the evils in your life, both within yourself and outside. And we're going to name them like Steve or Bob or Sam or something, whatever you want to call it. The name actually doesn't matter. Stay consistent with it because that does matter. But the idea is basically name it within yourself. So whatever your goal is, whatever your priority is, anything that comes in the way, in yourself or outside, we're going to call Steve or the devil or whatever. And yes, we all remember Waterboy and we all remember every other movie that took the piss out of this way of thinking or whatever. But there's actually a perk to it, and that is separating out traits from a person or behaviors from yourself or from another person. By that I mean you being lazy. That doesn't say you're lazy overall. If you want to kind of separate it to someone else, you're saying I am the hero of my story or whatever, but I have this lazy component part of me, and that is Steve or the devil playing with my life, and it is something to go to war on. It is something to be combated, grappled with. That sort of mentality. So, laziness, distractions, indulgences, any of that sort of stuff that is actually getting in the way. Obviously, you're allowed these things. If you like going for a drink or whatever on a Friday and it's not getting in the way of your work and all the rest, fine. If you like playing a game for an hour, fine. I'm not on about that. I'm on about when these things start getting in the way of your plan, your goal, whatever your priority is, when they just start soaking up time that you don't have. That. Then the other part is outside of yourself, whether it's your partner, your kids, your friends, your family, everything. If they are coming up and distracting you while you're working, again, they are not bad. It is not coming from a bad place or with bad intention. So you're going to say it to them. Hey, well, you're not. Okay, I don't know if they'll share your philosophy on naming the evils Steve or whatever. But they don't need to. It just needs to be your way of separating it out, which is to say that when the kids come up, it's like, come on, let's go play and all the rest. It's like you have some sort of system. Hey, you're not allowed to interrupt me while I'm in this room or between the hours of whatever. Or just for this month, I have a lot of work to do and all the rest. I'm not going to be able to play with you as much or whatever else. And you're going to have to negotiate with them and say, hey, I can't do it now, but after 6 o'clock, I'm all yours. Or we'll do something on the weekend or whatever. Or, I don't know, talk with them. They might just be 5. It doesn't matter. They have a voice. They can talk to you. You can compromise. And again, when they lash out because they agreed to a system and now they're not happy with it, again, that is Steve playing with your life. And you have to either negotiate again with them and say, hey, you're a kid. Obviously, your negotiating skills weren't going to get it first time around. So let's negotiate again. This is a learning time for you. This is great. This is me being a parent. How bad? Or you're going to have to maybe be firm with them if it's just something that has to be done or whatever. But don't let it go unattended. That is basically the big takeaway from this video or from this theory, technique, perspective, whatever, is don't let it just fester. It is the devil. It is Steve. Whatever you want to call him. He's starting to play. He's not finished playing. If you let him have this moment or have this trait or habit or whatever, and he forms that habit, then it's going to become bigger. Because, okay, say the kids or the wife is interrupting or something like that. You're going to resent them eventually. As in, you're working hard and all the rest, and we all know what it's like when you're overworked and stressed and you feel like you're not doing enough work and it's just not getting done. It's like, oh my God, am I going to get it done by the deadline? I don't know. Yeah, that very easily turns to whoever is distracting me, it's all your fault. It's like I can't get any work done because you keep coming in It's like, we come in like once a day. Yeah, but it happens every day, and I just can't work in these these conditions or whatever. Oh my God. And you go off on one. And it mightn't even be them. To be honest, if you actually grappled with it, you'd bloody figure that out. But maybe they interrupt you at like 3 o'clock every day, and it's just like, hey, by the way, this needs to be done, that needs to be done. And they just time it really well, and it just happens to be the exact same time that you get really hungry. And you're just like, and you don't recognize it because you're busy working and all the rest, and then they're interrupting. It's like, whatever, okay, grand. Then you try and go back to work, and it's like, I'm hungry now. It's not their fault you're hungry. Maybe they could interrupt you and they could bring you food, and that'd be the interruption, and they'd get like a quick 20-minute like conversation out of you, and then you could go back to work. That could be the solution, and everyone would be happy, and you'd know it if you'd grappled with Steve. So that's it. Because otherwise it will fester. You'll resent them. Then they will become combative with you. What the hell is wrong with you? Why are you acting like this? All the rest. And then you're going to become like apathetic and not care, because like, work is my life and I can't get it done, and like I have everything. Like, what is wrong with me? Why can I not? Whatever. And then it's just, look, it's just a bad idea. Just grapple with the issues when they come up. You're being lazy, grapple with it. And I don't mean fix it, because it's very difficult to fix. As we said ages ago, imposing routine is an act of chaos, not an act of order. So you have to treat it like chaos, because you don't know the unintended consequences. It's like, you're wasting time playing a video game. Grand. Try and get rid of it. Try and put something else in there instead, or whatever. It's like, okay, but maybe it was a way of blowing off steam. Maybe that was your way of socializing, because you had a headset on and you were talking to friends or whatever. And now without that, you're not talking to friends as much, and it's starting to affect your mental health. That could be a knock-on effect. And again, then you'd have to, okay, how do I accommodate for that then? And you have to correct again. The first correction, the first rule that you impose is not going to be a fix-all. Never is. So that was in another video, but it applies very heavily to this video, that you name everything that gets in the way of your goal, your priority. We're going to name Steve. And every time he pops his head up, you are going to grapple with him, which is not a one-punch KO. It is a grapple, a negotiation, a conversation to figure out how you can work around this arsehole called Steve. If there's any Steves, by the way, watching, I totally apologize. Name him Bob. I don't mind. But, okay. So that's it. Name your evils. Grapple with them. Adjust and grapple again. That's pretty much it. That's it. Okay. So, that's it for today. I will see you again tomorrow. Hopefully you found this useful. Bye, guys.